What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news and Q&A. And we have a couple of stories today and just a handful of questions. Not a lot of questions today, so make sure you send me your questions. All you have to do is put a comment on any of my videos, put the word question as your first word, and I will find it and I will answer it in the video tomorrow. With that said, let's jump into the tech news. First story of the day is a deal on this phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and also the Galaxy Z Flip 3, and a good deal. I'm talking great deals on these two phones, because if you're looking to buy these phones and you don't want to pay the top amount of money, this is going to be, again, a fantastic deal to jump on right now. So the phones are unlocked, which is another great point. So unlocked versus not unlocked is going to be, you're not going to get any of the carrier bloatware. You're going to get the phone just the way Samsung has intended. Plus the phone, when you either quit that service or if you, bring it to another country, all you can do is pop the SIM card out, put a new SIM card in, and it will work with every carrier here in America and basically almost anywhere in the world as well. So with that said, let's jump into this deal. It's going on at Best Buy, and you can pick up a Galaxy Z Flip 3 for as little as $799.99. Now, it's the unlocked version, but right when you buy the phone, you do have to activate it on your carrier. So basically, if you're on AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, Sprint, one of those carriers, all you got to do is activate it right when you're at the store on their network, and you're good to go. You can use it, and you'll only pay $799.99. You can also do your trade-in as well if you want, if you have a phone to trade in to Best Buy and get even more money off. Or you can go the Z Fold 3 route and get this phone for as little as $1499.99. Again, it's the unlocked version, and it's the 256, and you just have to activate it right then and there when you get the phone. That's not a big deal. You're literally going to activate it anyway on your carrier when you get it. So if you want to take advantage of these deals, they're going on right now. I'm not exactly sure how long they're going on. So if you're on the fence of doing it, jump on it right then and there and try it out. It's a great phone. Both of them are really great phones. I know a lot of people love the Flip 3. I'm more on the Fold 3 line because I think it's a phone that fixes a problem and it's more exciting than the Flip 3, but still, you really can't go wrong with either one. Last story of the day is a little bit of good news, potentially, for Galaxy Note fans. If you remember a couple of days ago, we had a story where Samsung had registered trademarks for a bunch of their phones, and this was it, the trademark. So it's Galaxy S, Galaxy Z, Galaxy M, and the Galaxy A phones, and we did not notice the Galaxy Note phone on there at all, and so we assumed, which I guess you should never assume because it makes a out of you and me, we assumed that, since it wasn't on this list, that it's probably going away and we will never see it again. But there's some light at the end of this tunnel because there's more to this story at this point. So let's dive right into what we found out today. Now, this tweet comes from Fronttron, and his words are a little bit, not vulgar, but they're a little bit, aggressive. Ice Universe tweet about the renewed trademark of Galaxy was misleading and tricked most people. You cannot infer to the conclusion that there will be no longer a Note device in the future with these trademark registrations. Note that I wrote registrations, not renewals. And in another tweet, he puts that the Galaxy Note was filed back in 2011 and it was registered in 2013, meaning its expiry is next year. So no need to renew this year. Galaxy S, Z, M, and A were never filed before, so this is a new filing. Check the application date. It is not being renewed. It is just new. So if you're a Note fan, there seemingly is a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel, like I said. Doesn't mean that we're definitely going to get a Note phone this year or next year. It just means that the registration of this phone is still active, and that's why it didn't show up on that original list. I still don't think they're going to release that phone. I think they're trying to consolidate and make things cheaper overall. If you look at their phones and the way they're doing things, they're really not pushing the spec envelope. They're really not releasing I mean, they still have a lot of flagship phones when you consider the Z line and the S line and then the Note line. Even last year, they still had a lot of phones on the market, but I feel like they're consolidating that. They're not putting as high a specs as they could in some of these phones. So I think overall, I think some of the things that they're doing indicate that the Note line is still probably dead. Now, and for you guys, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Before we jump into the Q&A portion of the video, your question of the day is, do we need the Galaxy Note still in our life? Let me know in the comments down below. You know my opinion. Tell me your opinion. With that said, let's get into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beat! Romanoff Beer Braun says, any issues with your phone yet? He's talking about the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And I can't think of anything too drastic that has happened with this phone that I'm having any issues. So I'm gonna go with no for the answer of having any issues with this. Yeah, nothing I can really think that's really burning a hole in me right now. If you're having issues, put it in the comments down below. New York's Finest says, question, when I buy an unlocked phone, it doesn't have all of the T-Mobile bands. When I buy a T-Mobile that is locked to T-Mobile, it has all of the bands and works perfectly. Why are the unlocked phones missing all the bands? Lastly, if I buy an unlocked phone from Samsung, will it have all the T-Mobile bands? Will it get updates faster than what T-Mobile pushes out? Now, if you're just talking about general unlocked phones, in the general sense, now there's foreign phones that don't have all the American bands. If you buy a unlocked phone with T-Mobile, for iPhone or with Samsung or I believe even Google for that matter, you're gonna get all the bands. So you shouldn't have to worry about, you know, when you buy an unlocked phone from one of those carriers, phones that I just mentioned, will it have all the bands? It definitely should. Shouldn't have to worry about that at all. Also, to answer your question, will you get updates faster? It depends. It's in the past, sometimes the unlocked phones got the updates faster. Sometimes the carrier versions got it first. But ultimately, the carriers do have to approve the updates. So sometimes it's the carrier versions. You know, at that point, I wouldn't worry too much about the updates because the updates sometimes don't add that much stuff. In terms of features, it's really just bug fixes, and generally the bug fixes, I don't know, I don't feel like they're drastically in our face that got fixed, at least on my end. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would still recommend you get the unlocked version just because of all the carrier bloatware and all that. Jason Thorpe said, got my Z Fold 3 512 in Phantom Green in Australia. This is my first foldable and I'm a bit in love. Shh, don't tell my fiance. I have a question. What is the best music app? Google Music used to be able to play all my music when I went into songs, shuffle all. This is when I used to have a Note 10 Plus, so I'm wanting a music app where I can play my saved SD card songs with my downloaded from whichever music app songs. Any advice? Some people have recommended Power Amp. I currently have YouTube Music, and when I go into library, then songs, it comes up with YouTube Music and the device files, but I'm wanting a music app that will shuffle all the songs. Cheers in advance for any advice. This is I haven't had a music app like I don't mean like Spotify or YouTube Music. I mean like a real general MP3 type music player app on my phone in so long. And if I did, I haven't used one in so long. My suggestion would be, yeah, the Power Amp app, or check out VLC media player. Maybe that will be able to do it. But I have not used, again, one of these types of apps in so long. So hopefully that helps you get on your path, but definitely try those apps. I think Power Amp is a paid app, so if you don't already own it, you can buy it, and if you don't like it, you should be able to go back onto that page on the Google Play Store within, I think, 60 minutes or something like that, and get a refund on the app if you didn't like it or it didn't work the way you intended. And our last question comes from the Duke. I switched to the Verizon Note 20 and they pushed out an update a week ago. Now every time I open the camera, it is unable to focus and I have to switch to wide angle to get pictures. Do you know how I can report this issue? Well, I can't remember if I helped you with this, but if I didn't, did you go into your camera? You might have already done this. I think you did this. Go into your camera, go into settings, go to the very bottom, go to reset settings, and hit reset. Try that, close everything out. That hopefully should fix your issue. Someone else had this issue, my friend had this issue. Same, he had it with the S20 though, where he couldn't focus, or S21, I forget which phone. And we reset it, everything worked fine. Try that. If that doesn't work, then yeah, it's something to do with the update, or your phone is probably broken on some sort. If you have questions, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you everyone for sending questions. Don't forget to send questions though, because again, it's pretty light today and I'd like to answer more than that. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road.